Dear friends, happy to meet you once again through this video. I am releasing this video on April 14, 2021, which is the Tamil New Year's Day. So I wish you all Happy New Year and let the world be free from the coronavirus and live healthily. In the YouTube series of foreign travelers to South India, I am presenting about the envoy of Sultan Shah Rukh of Samarkand, Abd al-Razak al-Samarkandi, a Persian historian who visited India during 1442 to 45 in the mid-15th century. This video will give description of celebration of Mahanavi in Bijanagar by Razak. I have replaced Bijanagar with Vijayanagar and Mahanavi with Mahanavami for better understanding. The celebration of the Mahanavami. The infidels of this country who are endowed with power are fond of displaying their pride, pomp, power and glory in holding every year a stately and magnificent festival which they call Mahanavami. The manner of it is this. The king of Vijayanagar directed that his nobles and chiefs should assemble at the royal abode from all the provinces of his country, which extends for the distance of 3 or 4 months' journey. They brought with them 1,000 elephants, tumultuous as the sea and thundering as the clouds, arrayed in armor and adorned with howdahs on which jugglers and throwers of naphtha were seated. And on the foreheads, trunks and ears of the elephants, extraordinary forms and pictures were traced with chinnabar and other pigments. The chiefs of the army and the powerful men of each province and the wise Brahmins and the demon-like elephants were assembled at the court of the ruler of the world at the appointed time, which was at the full moon of Bajab, September, on a broad plain. This wonderful expanse of ground, from the numbers of the people and the huge elephants, resembled the waves of the green sea and the myriads which will appear on the plains of the Resurrection. On that beautiful plain were raised enchanting pavilions of from 2 to 5 stages high, on which from top to bottom were painted all kinds of figures that the imagination can conceive, of men, wild animals, birds, and all kinds of beasts, down to flies and nuts. All these were painted with exceeding delicacy and taste. Some of these pavilions were so constructed that they revolved, and every moment offered a different face to the view. Every instant, each stage and each chamber presented a new and charming sight. In the front of that plain, a pillared edifice was constructed of 9 stories in height, ornamented with exceeding beauty. The throne of the king was placed on the 9th story. The place assigned to me was the 7th story, from which everyone was excluded except my own friends. Between this palace and the pavilions there was an open space beautifully laid out, in which singers and storytellers exercised their respective arts. The singers were for the most part young girls with cheeks like the moon and faces more blooming than the spring, adorned with beautiful garments and displaying figures which ravished the heart like fresh roses. They were seated behind a beautiful curtain opposite the king. On a sudden, the curtain was removed on both sides, and the girls began to move their feet with such grace that wisdom lost its senses and the soul was intoxicated with delight. The showmen and jugglers. The jugglers performed astonishing feats. They set up 3 beams joined one to the other. Each was a yard long and a half a yard broad and about 3 or 4 high. 2 other beams were placed on the top of the first 2 beams, which are of about the same length and breadth. They placed another beam a little smaller on the top of the second beams, which were already supported by the lower beams, so that the first and second series formed 2 stages supporting the third beam, which was placed on the top of them all. A large elephant had been so trained by them that it mounted the first and second stages, and finally to the top of the third, the width of which was less than the sole of the elephant's foot. When the elephant has secured all 4 feet on this beam, they remove the remaining beams from the rear. Mounted thus on the top of the third beam, the elephant beat time with his trunk to every song or tune that the minstrels perform, raising his trunk and lowering it gently in accord with the music. They raised a pillar 10 yards high. Through a hole at the top of the pillar, they passed a beam of wood like the beam of a balance. To one end of this, they attached a stone about the weight of an elephant, and to the other, they attached a broad plank about 1 yard in length, which they fastened with strong cords. The elephant mounted this plank, and his keeper by degrees let go the cord so that the 2 ends of the beam stood evenly balanced at the height of 10 yards. At one end, the elephant, and at the other, his weight in stone, equal as 2 halves of a circle. In this way, it went up and down before the king. The elephant, in that high position where no one could reach him, listened to the strains of the musicians and marked the tune with motions of his trunk. All the readers and storytellers, musicians and jugglers were rewarded by the king with gold and garments. For 3 continuous days, this royal feat continued with the most gorgeous display. One cannot, without entering into great detail, mention all the various kinds of pyrotechny and squibs and various other amusements which were exhibited. I have to stop here now, and you can see so much of activities during the Mahanavami where these elephants have been used to perform great feats which we cannot see in these times. Mahanavami, celebrated by Devaraya II, king of Vijayanagar, during the years of 1442 to 1445 was described by Razak in this way. I have many more interesting facts told by Razak. I am presenting the content from the book named The History of India as told by its own historians, the Mohammedan period, from the posthumous papers of Sir H.M. Eliot, edited and continued by Professor John Dawson, published in London in 1872. We'll meet you soon with another video about elephant taming in Vijayanagara Empire as told by Razak. Until then, thanks with wishes.